2 points, and I will keep them brisk as I can anyway. My wife says my perception of time is not the greatest thing in the planet, so fair enough. But 2 points. One, Joe Biden attempts to have a virtual town hall that turns out to be an absolute, complete, without a doubt, dumpster fire. The technical term for it. Everything failed. He couldn't get the video and audio quality right, and he looks absurd in that particular town hall when you don't necessarily want to look absurd. I'm sorry, virtual rally, not a town hall. Second point, Joe Biden is a flagrant liar. I've said it once, I've said it twice, I've said it several times. I've given you the evidence of such once, I've given you the evidence twice, I've given you the evidence 1,000 times. And despite the fact that Joe Biden is a flagrant liar, the Democrats don't seem to care about it. The media seems to give him a pass on it, and yet here we are. So that leaves me on my little soapbox to kind of make the point of, yes, Joe Biden is still, he continues to be, just like he was in the past, he continues to be a flagrant liar. And Joe Biden just got busted in another lie, a modernized version of a sad, pathetic lie that he said back in the 80s, and he's still recycling for now. And I suppose you believe that if they don't bust me for issues of civil rights, maybe they won't say anything about this one. I'm saying something about it. Welcome to the soapbox. My name is Jamal Thomas. This is the Progressive Soapbox. Guys, if you dig this content, please like, share, subscribe. You can always support this content through PayPal or Patreon. This content is brought to you by you, and I appreciate you the opportunity for letting me do it. My wife got me this glass. She's upset with me right now. I spend a huge amount of time down here, and this channel is like the other woman. And considering that I am holding down 2 positions in addition to doing treatments 3 times a week, it takes up a lot of time. Nevertheless, love the mug, love her. So Joe Biden has a virtual rally. The town hall was a dumpster fire. I'm going to show you parts of the town hall, and I'm going to show you why it was the dumpster fire. And I'm going to show you some funny fucking commentary talking about Joe Biden's inability to even do basic things well. I literally just jumped to a part of this. That's all I did. I just jumped to a part.
In about 6 months. All we have to support our friend, your friend, Joe Session, Obama administration, reaching across the aisle to do what's right for Florida and do what's right for America.
Wow, that's
the
horrible.
strength of this man. He is the courage of his.
All right, where's Joe Biden? That's horrible. That's so horrible. That's so horrible. All right, here we are. Oh, look at this woman. Look at this woman.
President of the United States, America, Joe Biden.
Wow, this is not good.
Please welcome Vice President Joe Biden.
Oh, this is so bad. Oh, he doesn't know he's on air. He doesn't even know he's on air. Oh.
Am I on? Good evening, Tampa. Thanks so much for tuning in. I wish
Wow, that's not good. That's not good. He's running for president of the United States. He wants to be in charge, an operation of the entirety of the United States. And Joe Biden can't even get a basic virtual live streaming town hall. I live streamed constantly. I was able to figure it out by myself. Joe Biden, with all of the money that these plutocrats are giving him, cannot establish a basic virtual town hall link that is not glitchy, where he can be standing in the camera in somewhat of a presidential way, that is presented in a way that's understandable and makes sense. That is a dumpster fire. And you're presenting yourself as the candidate that is the sensible choice, the rational, sensible choice to put in that office. I tell you this once, I'll tell you this again. The purpose of Joe Biden was only to beat Sanders. Trump is the afterthought in that process. If you're wondering how the hell did we get caught up with this guy, it's because he was the person who could sop up the black vote. And when it became clear he was the person that could sop up the black vote, it didn't really matter for anybody else that was in the race. He was their guy. And whether he was cognitive or not was less important than him just being the normal Democrat. And people were able to somehow, in their head, parse electability from competence and policy. I think they're going to have a rude awakening come November. I could be wrong. Let me give you the quotes. This is Tampa Bay Times. But the live stream of the rally was beset with technical failures. Speakers, including U.S. Representative Charlie Crist, Kathy Castor, and Senator Janet Cruz, appeared pixelated. Their feeds were visibly delayed as if they were transmitting from Afghanistan, not Tampa Bay. At one point, the stream cut to black with no audio for several minutes. Finally, 40 minutes into the rally, Biden was introduced. And what an entrance. A full 7 seconds after the introduction, Biden appeared, not moving. As he leaned against the wall, Biden spotted his trademark aviators. This is how bad that was. Joe Biden's virtual rally was a fundamentally unserious comedy of errors that displayed the depths of his campaign's incompetency. Trump victory spokeswoman Emma Vaughn emailed minutes afterwards. If he can't run a live stream, how could we expect him to run a country? Yes. All of those are fair critiques. All of them. Joe Biden is the one that put this out there. That's the guy that put out that particular rally. And if you cannot hold down a basic rally, if you can't do basic fucking things, why do you expect people to go and put your name in the ballot? But here's the catch. Joe Biden is like Hillary Clinton. He doesn't give a shit. He's betting that you're so pissed off and terrified of Donald Trump that you're going to put him in an office, not because of anything he does, not because of anything he is, not because of anything he's going to do when he gets in that office, but entirely because of who he is not. Why does Joe Biden think that? Why is that low bar there for Joe Biden to basically stumble and shuffle himself over? Because for the past 40 years, you've done the exact same thing. This is kind of my point. If you let Clinton slide, you let Obama slide, you're willing to accept John Kerry, you're willing to accept Hillary Clinton. All of those people are fundamentally the same person. And basically, you're not accepting them because of who they are in the sense of an affirmative argument of this is what I'm going to do when I get in that office. It's because, oh, this person is a woman. This person is not Trump. This person is not whoever. It's always relative. Is there not a bone in the Democratic Party's body that is objective? That is, these are the things that we value, these are the things that we believe in, and those aren't standards that we're willing to budge over. Because right now, roughly 40% of the party believes that Joe Biden is a rapist. That the entirety of the Democratic Party, because of such, has to basically repudiate and burn down the Me Too movement in order to justify accepting Joe Biden. Back in, let's say, I don't know what year this was, but I think this was the 80s. Take a look at this. This guy. I've shown this clip before, but this is
explaining to do.
Perfect. Joe Biden has started to recycle lies again. Now, one lie was the civil rights movement. He got caught with that in the 80s, but he recycled it. Nobody called him on it, not even the competitors to which he was running against, like, Sanders, who was actually walking with Martin fucking Luther King. But that's okay. I'm not bitter about that at all. Let's hear Joe Biden back in the 80s, or these people talk about Joe Biden back in the 80s. Dan Rather.
The new questions stem from taped remarks of Biden during an April campaign appearance in New Hampshire.
I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship. Went back to law school and, in fact, ended up in the top half of my class. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school and 165 credits, only needed 123 credits.
Biden now concedes he did not graduate in the top half of his law school class, that he does not have 3 degrees from college, and that he was not named outstanding political science student in college.
Newsweek says Biden actually went to school on a half scholarship, ended up near the bottom of his class, and won only 1 degree, not 3.
Joe Biden ranked 76th in a class of 85 at the University of Syracuse Law School. I mean, this guy comes off this whole...
All right. You heard that right. You did hear that right. When I say Joe Biden is a flagrant, habitual liar, this is kind of what I'm talking about. There's more videos like this. But basically, You understand the point. Joe Biden goes out, tells somebody he has 3 degrees. He was at the top of his class. Doesn't have three degrees. Bottom of his class, like by, like 4 or 5 or so. He gets busted with that. Now, he gets busted with several lies. That's one. The other one was he was participating in civil rights, helping liberate churches or liberate movie theaters. That was a lie. He got caught with that. He ran the same lie again this year. And then he got caught plagiarizing speeches. He was caught plagiarizing parts of policy this time around, but nobody cared this time around. Joe Biden, at one of his events, goes out and claims to be an Ivy League professor. This is Washington Times. Mr. Biden claimed to be an Ivy League professor at the end of a nearly 8-minute rambling answer to a question from an 18-year-old on what he was doing to appeal to young voters who may favor Sanders for the Democratic presidential nomination. There's a lot we can do. When I left the United States Senate, I became a professor at the University of Pennsylvania, he said, bringing up the fact to claim that his professorship established a bond with college students. Meaning, I'm not willing to do shit to get to associate with you. That's the important part that I think you miss. Without accountability in the process, meaning without this notion that, yes, there are times where the candidate needs to lose when the candidate is not willing to match a standard, a bare fucking minimum standard, then they may need to lose. Without doing that, he can do this because he doesn't have to offer you anything. For so long, you've given it over for free. He doesn't have to offer you anything. So in a straightforward question of what are you going to do to try to entice people who are for Sanders to vote for you? Sanders had the youth vote by like 70%. And he goes into this. I was a college professor. All right, let's keep going. After mentioning a school that bears the Biden name at the University of Delaware, Mr. Biden said, I've spent a long time on campus with college students. In fact, Mr. Biden was given an honorary professorship position 1 week after he left the vice president's office in 2017. He misstated the time of becoming the first Benjamin Franklin presidential practice professor as he left the Senate in 2009 to become vice president. He was neither supposed to, nor did he ever, teach a class, according to his own spokesperson at the multiple Philadelphia media accounts. Last July, the Philadelphia Inquirer noted that Pennsylvania had paid Mr. Biden $900,000 and asked, what did he do to earn that money? The paper said Mr. Biden held a vaguely defined role that involved no regular classes and only included dozens of public appearances on campus, mostly at big-ticket events. Joe Biden lies in the 80s, claiming to have multiple degrees, to which he did not, claiming to be part of the civil rights movement, which he was not. And now he's doing the same thing again this year. I suppose he got away with the civil rights comment in this election after repeating it for like 3 or 4 months. And so why the hell not with this? And so now he has modernized a recycled lie from the 80s that he, this time, is a professor. Joe Biden is neither a professor. Joe Biden has taught no classes. And this is just, it's like if I say you're the greatest dad on the planet, here. That's all that was. That wasn't a professorship in real world terms. Joe Biden has basically started to lie to these people and lying in a particular way, right? I mean, she's asking him something that's immensely fair. What are you doing to entice Sanders supporters? What are you doing? Those people want something for their vote. That's exactly how voting is supposed to work. It's a transactional process. Only thing I would wish is all of those kids revolt from the Democratic Party, stand outside of the party, and state your aims. If your aims is elimination of student debt, stand outside the party to the tune of millions and stand on that and be unwilling and unwavering to support anybody that doesn't support their policy. That is the only way you're going to get that accomplished. That's for any of the groups. That's why I keep saying all of these groups need to come together under the banner outside of the party and say, this is what we want. That has the power to change this country. I hope you understand what I mean by that. Your pulling yourself out of the political process and putting pressure on that process. Not just on the political process, all of those people who are agitating in the various areas. If you guys are doing it for one very specific policy demand or group of policy demands, you have a much better chance of getting that accomplished as opposed to having these disparate groups out there. Basically, we want the same thing. And when I say basically we want the same thing, I'm talking about all of the lefty parties, all of the people who are, even some of the centrists, in regards to what they may want and the extent they may be willing to go. I don't know. We've been doing politics wrong, that's all. And yeah, Joe Biden is a flagrant liar. I'll leave it here. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks all.